Hey, shalom, shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah. First and foremost, I want to say call Halayim La, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Bashem Karkadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, the children, truth, and rule well. Much respect to you, brothers, that are pushing this truth for all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. All right, so this is James 1 and 25. It says, we'll start from verse 22. It says, but be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So you want to be found performing the word, not someone that's just hearing the word, because then you would be deceiving yourself. It says, for if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. All right. So if someone is just hearing the word and not actually doing it, it's like somebody looking at themselves in a mirror. It says, for he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. So this is like a man looking in the mirror and then just, seeing that he got stuff to change about himself, but then he just walks off and forgets that he has to keep examining himself. All right. Verse 25, it says, but whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. All right. So with the law of liberty, you want to be found using that liberty wisely. All right. It says, and continueth therein. So the man that continues to examine himself, cutting off what, let's actually get the definition of liberty right here. Comes from the Greek word 1657. It says liberty to do. Right now we have the liberty to do, so to speak, what we want to do. It says, or to omit things having no relationship to salvation. We have the liberty, we have the freedom to omit the things that have no relationship to salvation. And going back to that verse, I'm reading again. It says, but whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deeds. So the man that uses that liberty wisely and continueth therein, and liberty also going into omitting things that have no relationship to salvation, so that man that cuts off those things that aren't expedient to salvation, that man's going to be, he's not a forgetful hearer, he's going to be blessed in his deeds, roughly paraphrasing, all right? So I want to get a few precepts. This is Galatians 5 and 13. It says, for brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. So we're called to liberty. We have the freedom to do or omit things that don't pertain to salvation. Like we got in the definition. All right, it says, only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, and by cutting off those things that are not expedient, this makes it, more easy not to, serve your flesh. All right. But it says, but by love, serve one another, by preaching his word and by being there for the brotherhood. All right. And it says continue with therein. So, continue to put off more and more things that don't pertain to salvation, of course, in balance. This is Ephesians 4 and 22. It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and this word cleanses us, but you want to put off more and more of that old man, the things that you were into, or the lust that you had before coming into this truth, because it says to continue therein, so you want to cut off more and more things that you don't necessarily need in this walk. This is Sirach 18 and 20. It says, before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation thou shalt find mercy. So before judgment, examine yourself, because by doing this, you can see what you need to work on, things you can improve at, your shortcomings and things like that. It says, and in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy, because you repented, and you put off that old conversation, that old man. Slacky. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 10:23. It says, all things are lawful, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. And the things that don't, some of those things that don't edify, they would have to be cut off, because you want to continue therein, and everything, just because you can do it, just because you can do it, don't mean that it's expedient. It could throw off your balance. So you want to be found using your liberty wisely, and if it's not going to allow you to be using your liberty wisely, then you should cut it off, or reconsider how you're going about whatever it is. All right, and the end of James, I'm gonna read it again. James 1:25. It says, but whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, so the man that continues in the perfect law of liberty, using it wisely, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man should be blessed in his deed. All right, so that man's gonna be blessed. So I want to get a quick precept. This is Psalms 19. It says, the fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey in the honeycomb. Moreover by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. So in the keeping of the judgments of the Lord, it's great reward, because going back to James 1:25, keeping the judgments of the Lord will make you a doer of the work, and that will in turn make you blessed in your deed, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so Lord willing, that was edifying. I'm gonna close it out by saying, call Halayim La, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah Bahashim Kagudash. Double honor to the elders and the apostle, great millstone, they told me truth from well. Much respect to you, brothers out there pushing his truth, while righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.